Dangerous actions must have consequences. This is a good video of a horse showing some actions that are dangerous, that would cause a rider to fall off, and then some actions that just need to be ridden through and worked through. Dennis here got his name by Dennis the Menace because he has some issues. He does some things that are pretty dangerous that could get a rider hurt, and he does some things that just need work. And we're going to talk about the difference between the two and why the two should be handled different. If you're not handling the two different, you're going to be creating more problems. Right here, Dennis is shying away from these two banners, not doing anything real drastic other than just trying to not be by them. So what Robert's doing is just keeping his feet moving, keeping him going forward, and eventually you'll see that he'll get better going past these banners. And you also have to be aware that when you change directions, you're basically starting all over again. See right there, he's better, and as he goes around, he's going to continue to get better. When Robert changes directions, you're basically starting over. And watch Dennis as he passes by this black banner over here, going this direction with the banner on his right. He's really not giving the banner any action, not paying much attention to it. He's more worried about this white banner over here on the left. He's kind of wanting to shy away from it. Robert's bumping him forward, just getting him to keep moving his feet forward. Good example of riding through something that just needs to be ridden through. Robert's making a circle around, coming up to this white banner. Now we're going to change directions. Now watch when he passes by this black banner here. You can have a really big reaction that could possibly get a rider hurt. That would get a rider off, get him hurt, and there must be consequences for that. It's bumping him in his face, letting him know that is not acceptable, and then he's going to go on and ride like nothing ever happened. There must be consequences for that. Now the shine over on this side, you just ride through that. Get his feet moving, go back and forth in front of it, ride through. Two totally different situations that must be handled different. If you're not handling these two situations different, you're doing your horse an injustice and you're creating some problems. Any action that the horse gives you that is dangerous and a rider could come off and get hurt must have consequences. Now let's see how he passes this black banner going this direction again. Now look at there. He passed the banner there and had basically no reaction. Now he's riding past the black banner better than he's riding past these white banners over here. Big difference in the actions that Dennis gave. Big difference in how those actions were handled. Now you can't fuss and scold at a horse for every little shy, every little thing that they do. You have to pick and choose what are the big actions, what are the big dangerous things that must have consequences. That black banner had consequences and he's riding by it nice. This other banner over here, he shied away from it. There really weren't any consequences, but he's getting better and better going past it. Two totally different situations, two totally different actions by the horse that must be handled two totally different ways. You can't pet this better. You can't you can't let those actions go. Now that black banner, when he shot that hard and jumped that hard, if you would have just kept riding past it, you would have continued to reinforce that was a bad place to be. But because his reaction was different, there must be consequences. The rider must act different and the horse must accept it different. Two totally different situations. As you see, Robert's going around the arena, going a little bit faster. Still no reaction in front of the black banner. Consequences had a positive training effect. Now we're going past the white banner. Really no action. Really no shyness. Very nice, very good action, very good training to two different situations. Now he's shying against the white banner again, going right past the black banner. So if you have any questions about what I'm doing here, put it in the comments below and I'll see if I can answer your question. And if you're finding what I'm doing helpful, if you would click the like button, and that will help YouTube know to send the videos out to other people. If you have a friend that you think needs to watch this video, share it with them. Let them see what I'm doing and might help more people. When Dennis came in, it was pretty obvious he had some issues like this. And the first several days, he spent the day just standing on the tie line, and that was to help his brain kick in and get him to start thinking about what his responses were going to be to actions, to what he saw. He stood on the tie line. He saw the horses around. He's an older horse, and I talked with the owner. I knew he was going to tie well. That really wasn't an issue. But standing on the tie line was going to help his brain start thinking. Right now, he's just really reacting to things. He's not thinking about things. He's not thinking things through. And we're just getting instant reactions. He needs his brain to start kicking in and think about things before he reacts. This goes to what I've talked about before with the rider being a leader and the horse looking to the rider about, what do you want me to do about this thing that I'm not sure about? And I really don't think Dennis is truly scared. I think he just doesn't trust the rider and he wants to do his own thing. He would just as soon do what he wants as to do what the rider wants. It's more of a respect issue than it is a scared issue. So by leaving Dennis tied on the tie line for a few hours every day, it kind of worked on that respect, and he had to respect the tie line. And when we get in the saddle, that's going to transfer so that he starts to respect the rider in the saddle. Most of the more specific training videos like this I post on my Patreon page. I have 3 different levels that you get 3 different rewards for. I've trained a lot of NRHA and NRCHA World Champion horses, and the same techniques that I use to train those, I apply to these horses like Dennis here to help them to become the best that they can be. As you watch Dennis going around here, it's like he's a totally different horse. And it's not a matter of getting a horse physically warmed up. People spend so much time and they think about lunging a horse to get it warmed up, lunging a horse to get it listening. It's not a matter of lunging to get the horse listening. It's a matter of teaching the horse to focus on what you're asking the horse to do right from the beginning as soon as you get in the saddle. And that's what we expect of every horse that we ride, that we get in the saddle and the horse immediately focus on what we're asking the horse to do. That's why you rarely see us do a whole bunch of lunging. We'll do a little bit to work some specific issues, but we expect the horse's attention as soon as we get in the saddle. Whatever you're going to do with your horse, whether it's to show the horse, trail ride, whatever that might be, you need to be able to get in the saddle and immediately go do whatever job that you're going to ask the horse to do. You shouldn't be needing to lunge the horse for so many minutes before you go to do whatever you're going to do. That's just a matter of the horse not being taught to focus. If you have that issue, then we probably need to talk, because that is a hole in training that needs to be fixed. So this is Dennis. I'll have more videos of him so you can see his progress. He's going to turn out to be a good horse, but this is going to be one of the types of horses that you're going to have to kind of stay on top of and be a little bit hard on. Not every horse you have to be hard with. Some you can be a lot softer. But this is one that's going to take a little bit heavier training, a little bit slightly heavier hand. Not every horse is the same, and if you're the kind of rider that can't ever use that heavy hand, this type of horse wouldn't be the horse for you. And just because you have a horse that you can get everything done with a soft hand doesn't mean every horse is that way. So I'll have a link here in the corner to his playlist on YouTube. Until next time, thank you for watching.